Welcome back to Texas, where it is time for Grand Prix qualifying here in Austin. We're back in the USA as the country celebrates a 70th weekend of welcoming the Formula One World Championship. Isaac Hadjar in the opening sector of the racetrack, the fast sweepers that define the first sector. He's gone off at turn 6.
Through. This is where there's going to be a bump as he turns in. Yeah, I think it has got loose over the bump there at 6. He was carrying a lot of speed back into low fuel, and the car just sort of skipped before that point and put him into that oversteer.
Can Colapinto get inside the top 15? Albon improving as well. Bortoleto into the drop zone, Ocon in the drop zone, Stroll in the drop zone. But Colapinto's still at risk because Albon's on a storming lap at the moment, but will he have a clear track to complete it? Fastest first sector of anyone in the session so far.
Yeah, he's got a few cars ahead, but it looks like the Sauber there will be well aware and get out of the way.
Limit of track limits, I would say, for Albon coming out of 12. That was very, very tight. It's Albon or Colapinto. That's our last driver to try and shuffle someone else out. And again, Albon's on the limit on the exit of 15.
Really pushing to the extremity of the racetrack. But this is the corner that tests if you can keep it between the white lines. Huge speed for Albon, and it was right on the brink. Really giving it everything on low fuel, doesn't want to go out in Q1. Albon dancing to the edge, he's up to 8th position. Alexander Albon's time is deleted. It was for turn 15.
He has a little correction for oversteer. We didn't pick up on that wide shot. And yeah, look, he knows the limits. He just had to back out of it a bit.
So that lap's been deleted.
4 corner.
Turn 15.
Can you check, because I feel like my front tyres were on.
Heading out in the first part of qualifying, Bortoleto, Ocon, Stroll, Alex Albon with his time deleted, and Isaac Hadjar, who found the barriers. Hulkenberg in 11th, Lawson in 12th, Tsunoda 13th. He couldn't find an improvement. The Alpines do not have a clean lap. They don't have a representative time to compare to as we're into the dying seconds of Q2.
So you'll see Piastri on an outlap. That's on a new tyre. So he's had to go on another new tyre, which I think will compromise him for Q3. He's probably going to be able to back out of it because no one's going to be able to shuffle him this far out of Q3. But that's the jeopardy that he put himself in with that first lap.
Yeah, it might just be an out and in.
So Behrman's gone over the line and he's half a second back from the benchmark of Max Verstappen. Colapinto getting a clean lap in when it counts. Gasly is not too far away. Gasly is still in the battle to make the top 10 shootout. His teammate falling away. Now Gasly put it in the top 10 here for the Grand Prix last year. Has he kept the tyres in? It would mean a lot if he could get into Q3 for the 8th time this year, but in the end it fell away dramatically in that final third of the lap. He's in 14th position.
Behrman then is through to the top 10.
And he'll do so in consecutive races for the first time in his Formula One career. Made it in Singapore, he's made it in Austin, and crucially, he's made it back to the pits because that was a big moment where you are fully committed in the car. Wasn't the only one. This is on board with Hulkenberg, who will not make the top 10 shootout like he did yesterday.
Yeah, just understeers, running out of tyres towards the end of the lap there.
The 5 to fall, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Tsunoda, Gasly and Colapinto. Verstappen is electric in the final sector.
There's only 1,000 between the two of them in the first part of the lap. Norris's middle part is solid, but not spectacular. Here he comes, 2 corners to go, leaning on it, but leaving a bit of margin at 19.
Okay, this is it for Lando Norris. Every moment of oversteer is time falling away, but it's enough to get ahead of George Russell and take provisional pole on the first run. But fastest in Sector 1, fastest in Sector 2. It's looking good for Max Verstappen.
Yeah, nice and tidy at the end of the back straight there as well. We saw Norris had used everything of those rear tyres coming off the final corner. And as you've highlighted, this is where Verstappen has been consistently strong.
1 corner of the 20 remains. Where does Verstappen's first effort put him as he comes across the line? And he's 3, nearly 4 tenths of a second ahead of his rival for the title. Piastri will start his second run from 7th on the grid, and that is an enormous margin by the standards of Formula One in 2025.
There's nearly a second between Piastri and Verstappen. Max Verstappen can do no wrong at the moment, and that is a gulf. that Norris has got to try and find to close it down. It looks like it's Verstappen v the rest at the moment. Let's see Leclerc, he got to the final corner, so one at the first, one at the last. Wow.
Oh, and round he goes. A complete 360 for Charles Leclerc. He'll get another go, but it fell apart at the end for the man who won the race here a year ago. Can the Ferraris improve? Yes! Second position for Charles Leclerc.
Norris's first sector is really ordinary, and he's on that final flyer right now. He's not made an improvement as Piastri also launches into a lap. The Ferraris getting themselves in the mix.
Lewis Hamilton looking for a top 3 start with Ferrari for the first time, and it's 4th position for him. A strong lap. He's 0.4 of a second away from Verstappen. Verstappen will not get a second run.
So what about the two McLarens then? Lando Norris halfway around the lap and struggling to find any sort of pace. Piastri's through the first sector and is not great either. Even though it's an improvement, it's not an improvement by nearly enough.
There is a defining sector coming your way in a few moments with Oscar Piastri, the driver, on the left-hand side. He needs this to be a step forward, or he could be mired in the middle of the pack.
Russell's up ahead of Norris. Norris is still struggling to find time. I don't know if he's going to improve at all.
Over the line we go with Carlos Sainz, the Williams driver. Improve of lap time, but not of position. Oscar Piastri was working the wheel there, not with perfect grip, through the mechanical corners that he needed it, and now it's the fast stuff.
It looks like hard work for the McLarens. Norris responds 6,000ths ahead of Leclerc. What about Piastri?
To the front row for Lando Norris to take it back on run 2. Oscar Piastri just hoping to be close to his teammate. It was the fastest final sector of anyone so far, but it's only P6 for Oscar Piastri with Antonelli still running. Antonelli still with an opportunity to demote the championship leader further. Kimi Antonelli currently in P7. He's about to give us our answer. Can he make it even worse for Piastri? No, he remains in 7th position. But it's Max Verstappen who did the job on run number 1. Max Verstappen takes pole.
Okay, that's pole position, mate, and a set in hand.
Well, that's simply lovely. It's very well done. Well done, everyone.
Max Verstappen will lead the field away tomorrow, and it promises to be another box office turn 1. Take nothing for granted in F1 2025.